One last piece of business to get to on this evening's show, and it's the return of a Tuesday tradition. Our holiday schedule kind of threw us off a little bit, but we're back on track for another edition of Top Plays and Prime Time Performers. We begin with a couple of stat-stuffing performances from Colonial League girls basketball last week, starting at Bangor, where Julia Pinter was a force to be reckoned with last Thursday against Wilson. The junior notching a game-high 19 points while ripping down 10 rebounds and adding 2 blocks and 2 steals. 13 of Pinter's 19 points came in the first half as the Slaters secured their 10th win of the season. They're now up to 11 victories on the year and have already clinched a District 5A playoff berth. While Pinter posted a double-double last Thursday, Northwestern's Kara Thomas came within 2 rebounds of a triple-double Saturday against Penargil. The sensational sophomore pouring in 11 points while dishing out 10 assists and pulling down 8 rebounds. All that in a 15-point triumph over the Green Knights. Tigers' 9th straight victory at the time. Chris Deutsch's group has since run its winning streak up to 10 in a row. Plenty of statistical standouts over in EPC girls basketball last week as well, like Liberty's Ava Kopetsky, who tallied a team-high 22 points Tuesday against Pocono Mountain East before pacing the Hurricanes with 15 in their overtime triumph Friday against Bethlehem Catholic. The phenomenal freshman helping Liberty secure its 4th straight win as the Canes improved to 8-4 in advance of tonight's test against unbeaten Easton. Parkland, meanwhile, was the site for some big-time buckets last week, starting with the Lady Trojans' first showdown of the year against Central Catholic, where point guard Lainey Chilcote drilled not 1, but 2 buzzer beaters. The first coming just before the halftime horn to break a 16-16 tie, giving Parkland a 3-point edge at the half. The second coming after a strong third quarter by the visitors, the sophomore netting the Trojans' only field goal of the frame to pull Parkland within 1 heading to the fourth, where the Trojans would score 15 of the game's final 17 points in earning their 7th victory of the season. The fellas were then on the floor Friday, where we were on milestone watch, as junior Nick Koval entered the contest just 7 points shy of 1,000 for his Trojans career. The sharpshooting guard not making us wait long at all for the memory-making bucket, sinking a trio of trays in the first 5 minutes to become just the 9th player in Parkland boys basketball program history to surpass 1,000 career points. Koval celebrated with family and friends, giving the game ball to his grandfather before he went on to match a career high with 35 points in the Trojans' triumph. That was Parkland's 7th win of the season. Liberty, meanwhile, grabbed its 8th victory of the year Friday, outlasting Becca 51-43. The Christmas City rivalry contested mostly in the paint, where Hurricane sophomore Dwayne Chess Jr. racked up a game-high 19 points. Chess scored in every quarter, with 11 of his 19 points coming in the first half. The sensational sophomore with his 3rd highest single-game scoring total this year, he continues to be one of the EPC's most potent offensive players, averaging nearly 15 points per game through the season's first month. And finally, we round out last week's top plays by zipping back to Tuesday's tussle at Whitehall, where William Allen guard Darrell Monroe was a human highlight reel for the Canaries. The senior led the way for Allen with a game-high 22 points, 14 of which came in the second quarter, highlighted by a trio of trays. The dynamic guard also dished out a handful of assists, each one more spectacular than the last, as Allen outlasted Whitehall 64-50 for the Canaries' 5th win in the last 7 outings. They enter tonight's showdown at Pocono Mountain West, having claimed 6 of their last 9 ball games.